This is topic B on page 119, Formatting Shapes. Shapes provide a lot of design flexibility, especially when you format them to match the rest of your presentation style. So we already took a look at how to insert shapes into our slides, and we did that by going up to our Insert tab. In our Illustrations group, we had our drop down here for shapes, which displayed our gallery. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a shape into my slide. I'm going to go ahead and do this cloud. So we draw the shape onto our slide by clicking and holding down our left mouse key. Remember, clicking and dragging to draw that. So I inserted a red cloud into my presentation here. And when I have that shape selected, I have my Drawing Tools Format Contextual tab. And just to take a look at the command groups that we have here, we have our Insert Shapes command group, and this has commands for inserting additional shapes, changing the outline or the shape of the actual shape, and also inserting text boxes if we needed them. Here's our Shape Styles group. This is for applying a variety of pre-configured or custom styles to drawings. Then we have our Word Art Styles command group for applying a variety of pre-configured or custom styles to text that you add to your drawings. Then you have your Accessibility command group. This is for adding alternate text to describe the object in 1 or 2 sentences for someone who is visually impaired and using a screen reader. Then we have our Arrange command group. This is for changing the placement of drawings on worksheets, arranging multiple drawings front to back, grouping drawings together, and rotating drawings. And then lastly, we have our Size command group for modifying the size of drawings. So we're going to take a quick look at some of the formatting that we can change for our shapes. So I inserted my red cloud into my presentation. I'm just going to resize this a bit with my sizing handle. And in your shape styles, remember you can click on your More button in the bottom right-hand corner. This will display the gallery for you. And again, these are just some pre-configured styles that you can apply to your shapes. So it's kind of hidden back here, but you are getting a live preview of what that would look like if applied to your shape. Let me move this over a little bit. I'll move it to the bottom right-hand corner so you can see. So you get that live preview. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this colored outline dark red accent 1 style to my cloud. We also have our shape fill drop down. Remember, you can change the fill color, and these colors are based on the theme that's actually been applied to this presentation. You have your shape outline. So from the style that I applied, I have that red outline of my cloud right now. You could choose a different theme color, a different standard color, or you could do no outline if you wanted to. And then of course we have our shape effects. Same effects that we have for our icons, our images that we insert into our documents. Any type of objects has these same effects. So we have our presets, our shadows, which has the outer and inner section. We have our reflection presets, our glow presets, our soft edges, which blurs the edges out depending on the intensity that you select. And then we have our bevel presets. And the bevel kind of gives it like a 3D effect. And then we also have our 3D rotation effects as well. So all the same effects that you have for any of your objects that you're working with in PowerPoint, or any objects that you're really working with throughout all of the Microsoft applications. We also have the option to duplicate shapes if we wanted to. So maybe I wanted to have two clouds that are the same size, the same style. Whatever I applied to this one, I want to make a matching shape to go along with that. So with these shapes selected, I can hit Control and the letter D, and it actually pasted a copy. When I click and drag, you can see I have two of those now. So if you need identical shapes, Control and D will make a duplicate for you. Another option that we have to do is that we have available to us is the ability to group our shapes together. And I quickly did that when I was introducing shapes to you in the last chapter. Let's say I wanted to group two shapes together. I'm going to go and create a new slide, and I'm going to insert let's see. I'm trying to think of a good idea of two shapes that I could group together for you. All right, I'm just going to do a typical rectangle shape. I'm going to draw that on for you. And I'm going to apply a style, this moderate effect purple accent 6 style. I'm going to go back and I'm going to insert another shape, and let's do this circular arrow. I'm going to click to drag and draw, and we're going to make it look like this. I'm going to click and drag. And I'm going to apply this subtle effect green accent 4 style to that. Now, just for example purposes, let's say I was making a presentation for my job and I had text in here, and I maybe was creating another text box over here to show that this arrow was going to be pointing to that next text box. But I wanted this to be one shape. Now, right now, they're individual shapes. So when I move one, it's only going to go by itself. Or if I resized one, only one was going to be resized at a time. But I can group them together so that when I make changes to one, it's made to all of them. So if I click on my rectangle, hold down my Control key, and select my arrow shape, up on my Drawing Tools Format Contextual tab in my Arrange group, here I have my Group command. And from that drop down, I can select Group, and now this is considered to be one object. So when I go to, you can see I only have one border around both objects grouped together. So now when I go to my Shape Styles gallery, and let's say I applied this subtle effect gold accent 3, you can see it applies to both of them now. If I resize it, it's going to resize it as one object. So there's lots of creative things that you can do with grouping these different shapes together. I know in a different Microsoft application, you'll see an example where I did a few arch shapes in red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, and then I did two clouds, and I grouped them all together to be one image of a rainbow. So you can be creative with that and make your own graphics for your PowerPoint presentations. All right. Another option we have is merging our shapes. And again, I took a look at this in the last chapter, but we'll go back to it. Let me make a new slide here. And I'm going to create 2 new shapes again. Just going to do a plain rectangle. I'll leave that in red, and I'll also insert, we'll do a heart, and I'm going to do a style of, we'll do purple for this one. Okay, so I have a red rectangle and a purple heart. Now our merge shapes feature, this gives us options for combining 2 or more shapes on a slide into a new custom shape. Once merged, the new shape typically displays as a single object, and all edits to the object will affect the entire shape. PowerPoint gives us 5 options for merging shapes, and these options determine the way the shapes are combined. So I'm just going to overlap my heart onto the bottom right-hand corner of my rectangle. And I'm going to select my rectangle as well, go up to my Drawing Tools Format Contextual tab, and in my Insert Shapes command group, here I have the Merge Shapes drop down. Now our first option is Union, and you can see when I hover over my Union Merge Shapes option, this will combine the shapes into a single solid shape. Any overlapped regions display as part of the new shape. So this just makes one new shape dependent on those overlapped regions. Then the combine option, this makes a single shape with the overlapped regions removed. So you can see where that heart overlapped onto the rectangle, that is taken out of there. And the background of my slide shows through. Then we have the fragment group. This creates multiple different shapes based on the overlapped region of the original shapes. All areas of the original shapes that do not overlap become new shapes. All overlapped regions also become new shapes. So you can see where the borders show for my rectangle and my heart, but it makes that third shape where they're overlapped. So these are 3 individual shapes now. Then we have the intersect merge option. This creates a single shape defined by the region in which all selected shapes overlap each other. So it took most of that rectangle away, it took most of that heart away, and it's only left with one shape where those 2 originals overlapped. And then you have the subtract option. This creates a single shape that is a variation of the first shape selected. The portions of the first shape selected that overlap with the other selected shapes are removed. So because I had my heart clicked on first and then I clicked on my rectangle before I merged, it subtracted the overlapped region of the rectangle from my heart shape. All right, so again, another creative way to make different shapes in your PowerPoint slides. All right, your next video will be Activity 5.2 on page 125.